It was the spring of 2018 when Claire moved to a sleepy coastal town in Oregon, leaving behind the bustling noise of Chicago. She wasn't running away, at least that's what she kept telling herself. After the end of a long, exhausting relationship and the passing of her father, she needed space. So when her aunt offered her a job managing a small flower shop near the boardwalk, she said yes without thinking twice. Claire was 28, and everything about her life felt like it had been on pause for too long. The ocean winds, the smell of salt in the air, and the quiet rhythm of a town that didn't care who she had been, only who she chose to be, became her salvation. She spent her mornings arranging tulips and sunflowers, her afternoons sipping tea in the back room, and her evenings reading near the window of her little apartment above the shop. Days passed like slow waves, peaceful, predictable, safe, until the rain brought him. It was early April when she first saw him. A tall man, early 30s maybe, in a green coat, standing under a crooked street lamp across the road. His shoulders were slightly hunched, as if carrying more than the rain on his back. He didn't look at her, not at first, just stood there, watching the town as if waiting for something to rise from the wet pavement. Claire noticed him again the next evening. Same place, same hour. This time, their eyes met. There was a pause, a soft click in the rhythm of the world. Not jarring, not loud, just enough for her to hold her breath. He didn't smile, he didn't wave, but something in his gaze felt like a question, and she wasn't sure she wanted to know the answer. The next night, he returned, and the night after that, always in the rain, always silent, always watching her window. She told herself not to think about it. People pass through town, people look. But she started waiting for him, listening for the patter of rain like it was a knock on the door of something forgotten. On the fifth night, she did something reckless. She waved, and he smiled. The sixth night, he wasn't there. She felt stupid for noticing the absence, stupid for waiting. But the seventh night, he returned. This time, he crossed the street. Claire stepped out from the shop's side entrance, heart thumping in her chest like a warning. She met him halfway under the shelter of the awning. They stood inches apart. "Hi," she said, her voice catching. "Hi," he replied. His voice was low, like wind over gravel, soft and unsure. "I see you like the rain," she tried to joke. He looked up. It's when everything feels real. She didn't understand it then, but she would. His name was Noah. He was 32, a travel photographer who had stopped moving. He rented a room at the inn and said he was waiting to remember something. Claire didn't ask what. Instead, she let him come back. They met at the cafe, walked the shoreline, talked in small bursts. He liked old films and bitter coffee. She liked sunflowers and rainy days. Claire felt her heart stretch, inch by inch, carefully, slowly. One night, he brought her a photo. It was old, faded, black and white. A woman on a bench by the sea, her face in half profile. Claire's breath caught. "She looks like me." Noah nodded. "My grandfather took this, said she was someone he loved, but he never found her again. He died with this photo in his wallet." Claire traced the outline of the photo. Her hands trembled. "I found it again when I moved, and then I saw you." She didn't know what to say, so she said nothing. Weeks passed. They grew closer, laughing more, touching accidentally on purpose. Noah showed her his photos. She showed him how to tie flower stems with twine. She didn't ask about the photo again. He didn't explain. But some nights, when the wind howled and she felt brave, she whispered to herself, "What if love doesn't end? What if it waits?" Then came the Sunday storm. Claire waited by the window, but Noah never came. Not that night, not the next. She knocked at the inn. They said he left without a word. Her chest cracked in a quiet kind of way. A week passed, then two. She stopped looking at the streetlight. She stopped listening for rain, until a letter came, a single envelope, no return address. Inside, the same photograph, and on the back, in faded ink, "I remember now. Thank you for finding me again." Claire stared at it for hours. Then she smiled, not because she understood everything, but because she knew some love really does wait. And when the rain comes again, she'll be there.